Yesterday, Willie J and I showed you what happens when your voice rises, when you stop being a spectator in your own purpose. But some of you are still quiet. And I get it. Your silence has been sacred. It's what protected you. But now it's costing you your clarity, your connection, your consistency, and most important, the calling that you were created for. Let's talk about what your silence has been protecting and now what it's preventing. Hi, my name's Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 39 books and counting. I've had the amazing privilege of working with nearly 5,000 people, helping them write, publish, market their books to bestseller, and everything that goes beyond that. And what I'm here to do today is to help you find that powerful clarity that literally changes everything. It allows you to truly connect with the people that you're meant to connect with. And I want to spend some time today talking to you about that. For those of you who haven't gotten it yet, and you don't have to watch the whole hour that Willie and I went yesterday, but I do strongly encourage you, do get the song Couldn't Imagine by Willie J. An amazingly incredible song. So great. And all the proceeds of that are going to breast cancer. And we're so honored to be part of that kind of a situation. And so I really do hope that you will get that. And, while you're at it, tag somebody and say, hey, get this song. It's worth it. Consider it, like I said yesterday, consider it as like a seed into your own life, a seed that allows you to be able to really show up as the you that you want to be, and really begin to live in the expectancy, I don't know if that's even actually really a word, of all the excitingly cool things that are coming. Because now is your time to speak. Now is your time to say the things, maybe even the things that you've been afraid to say. And it doesn't matter whether everybody or nobody agrees with you. I'm still going to be here to encourage you to say the thing, to do the thing, to be the you that you are meant to be. Silence often is where we feel the safest. It even can be where we use it to start having a real safety, and we retreat. It's a natural, it's that fight or flight, phrase, that fight or flight mechanism in us that allows us to be able to show up and to be powerfully who we're meant to be. Sometimes in healing, we have to sit down, we have to stop, we have to be quiet. That's the beginning of healing. But if you think about it, if you shattered like one of the large bones in your leg, just as an example, there is a time when you're going to be in a cast. And, if you've ever seen like on TV or anything like that, somebody that's shattered their whole entire leg, that cast is even elevated up in the air and all that kind of stuff. But eventually there becomes the time when you got to start using that leg again. You got to start walking on it. And that is a very often painful process. So we start in that silence. We start in that sitting still. We start with listening. And in that silence, we hear God whisper and say the things that he wants and he has for us to do. But then from that silence, we have to move on. We can't stay there for too long or it becomes a cage. If you go back to the health analogy, after a certain point, usually sooner than we're ever, any of us are ever ready to do, they want to get us up walking around after any kind of surgical or medical procedure. Because the longer we lay there, the more we begin to atrophy. The longer we stay in one place, the longer it stops being safe and it starts becoming a cage. It stops being the thing that empowers you and begins to become the thing that traps you, keeps you from being able to fulfill and live in your purpose and your destiny. Yesterday, We, showed you a real life example of how AI can't ever show up as you, of how in like Willie did with the song, in worship, in times of alone, in times of reflection, we can allow ourselves to truly be able to create, to hear, to use our voice. And AI can reflect that. It can take those times that we have spent the time reflecting and it can give us that back, but it doesn't have that element of creation in it. That's for us to do. You need to bring to any tool, and it wouldn't matter whether you were a carpenter or a musician or whatever you might happen to be. You bring the tools. Okay, a microphone is just, a piece of metal or plastic, and it's hooked up and it goes through the system and it amplifies your voice to make more out of. But the microphone doesn't create the words. Okay, a hammer does a great job at driving a nail into wood. But if you slam your thumb with it, it's not a good use for it, right? You see, we need to really, truly continue to reach into that into that connection, that heartbeat, that us that really resonates, really shines in the world so that we can do the thing. And some days, can I just be brutal with you? Can I just be really frankly honest with you? Some days you don't feel like it. Some days, you're feeling down, you're feeling low, your energy is just not what it should be. And maybe it doesn't really totally feel like the world's going the direction you want it to. And that's real. That's raw. That's powerful. That is exactly the way things are. It just is. Okay. So, we don't need to in any way diminish or dismiss that feeling that you're having. Okay, it's real, it's there. Okay, but when we make the choice to take a step, to say a hi, to use our voice, a hi, not AI, to pick up our phone and do our mirror exercise, which I did just before I came on live here. To do the stuff that only you can do, to be the you that only you can be. What happens when you don't speak? What happens when your gift goes unused? I can tell you what happens. Your clarity begins to fade. You begin to find yourself more and more and more questioning yourself. And that can become a rut that becomes very difficult to get out of. I'm speaking from experience. And it's really easy to let all of those outside voices begin to define who you are and let other people tell you who and how you are rather than being the best you that you can be today. There's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, hey, you're not good enough at this, or you're not that, or, it's not difficult to find somebody that's going to critique you, but it is so powerful and so worth it for you to just be the best you that you can be today. To find your clarity. Clarity is only going to come when you begin to start moving. And yes, you need the outside help. And yes, I want to be here to help coach you through, to help you really discover your clarity so you can share your voice. You can share your message. You can write your book. You can do all the things that you're meant to do. I would love to have the privilege of being in that spot with you. It's an honor every time I get a chance to do that with somebody. But it starts by moving. It starts by speaking. It starts by doing. We have to, all of us, myself included. Okay, it was real easy. I came real close to not doing this live today. I'm being really brutally honest with you. I almost didn't. I talked myself completely out of it. And I'm glad that I have the habit of it. And I just pretty well went through it. And then I even spent some time reevaluating, should I say this, should I say that, rather than just jumping on, going live. And I just feel what I'm really feeling is that last pushback before breakthrough comes. You see, when you're running headlong at the wall that you're going to bust through, okay, and you're just out in space moving, gaining the momentum for it, it's real easy to do that move. But when you hit that wall, you feel the impact of that. And even though you're meant to bust through it, to come out to the other side, to be the amazing butterfly that comes out of the cocoon, and all of those kind of things, the impact of that. And I've made some choices to push through, to believe in some things in spite of, because reality isn't about what you see. I was so blessed. I was so honored to be interviewed by one of my good friends, Bronwyn, yesterday. And we were talking about that whole concept of, faith being your evidence, of you doing the thing before you see it. There's the old saying, and I think we talked about this yesterday, in fact, what you can conceive and believe is what you'll achieve. And often we got conceived down really well. We can see the thing, we can dream, we can vision, we can hope, we can want, we can wish. That's easy. But it's that believe, it's that seeing it as though it already exists. Your mind can't distinguish between what you truly deeply envision and what actually has happened. And unfortunately, what we do is we spend way too much time envisioning the worst, the bad, the awful, living in the moments and then at the times of the less than and the down moments and all those things that come against us. And what I'm modeling for you today and encouraging you to do today is to just take a step. Just say some words, even if they really even feel like they don't make any sense. Do something, say something, go live. Be clear, make a move, take action. Come join us in Visibility Amplifier. Do that. Where real people can cut through the noise, you can rediscover your voice. You can be fully seen and heard and find from that the way to get paid for who you are in the world. But we need to be committed to just being the best you that you can be. Not somebody else's best version. Not your parents' best version of you, not even the best version of what that negative voice in your head tells you is all you can ever be, but the truly true best version of you. I encourage you, I implore you to do that today. Your silence was sacred once, but now it's stealing your clarity. And it takes that intentional, even on days like, if you're going through like what I am today, where you just speak out. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to go an hour like Willie and I did yesterday. It can be 15 or 20 minutes. But speak. The world isn't waiting on your perfection. It's just simply waiting on you. As I've said so many times, somebody's suffering in your silence. And we don't want that for you. So come join us. Come join the Visibility Amplifier community. Go to visibilityamplifier.com. Come join us today. I'm on your side. I want to help you get clear. I want to see you share your voice with the world. I've created a safe space for you. That's what Visibility Amplifier is. It's a safe place for you to be able to say and do and be all the things that you want to do. It's not saying that I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you, hey, I absolutely 100% agree with you. I may have a strong differing opinion to you, but I still encourage you to be able to say it and to be that person. I want you to do that, and I'm here for you. Okay? Thank you so much for who you are. Thanks for putting up with both my long lives as well as the short ones, for my huge energy and the times when I'm a little less. Thanks for giving me a place to be able to speak and say the thing and do the stuff and be the me that I need to be every day. Come and join us, visibilityamplifier.com. And until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.